Welcome back to part 2 on saving this bike, saving Mum. Okay, we've got a new battery and we've got the key, got a key for it, there we go. But I've tried it and we've got no power going anywhere, so headlights are gonna have to come out and see what wiring's in there. Oh, problems. We have issues. Right, this head I took off. I've been looking at it and that's damage there. It's damaged on the exhaust as well. And when I've looked, hang on, in the plug hole, all the threads are knackered in it. So I think the easiest solution is I've had a route around, been in the boxes of old bits and bobs and old engines, and I found this one. Now this one we put in the orange stacks and we know it was a runner, so what I think I'm going to do, take the head off that and put it onto this one. It should be the same that way, cut a lot of messing around out. So I'm going to crack on, take that one off and put it onto this bike. I've got a gasket set ordered, that's on its way, and we're just moving on as we can. So hopefully we'll have that off, have a look at it and then fit it to this one. That way cuts me a lot of hassle out. Okay then, right, I've been messing and I've whipped it off that one for the other one. Now put the head on this one and I'm getting 95 psi, which I think will be enough to get it to start, but we've got no spark or anything yet. I've got stuff everywhere, I need to tidy up for a little while, but yeah, we're moving on and I reckon it'll go once we get spark. So I've got to find out why we got no spark. So I don't even know if I'm smooching the points a third up, but we've got no other electrics either. I love electrics. Anyway, I'm going to tidy around for a little while. As you can see, there's just bits of bikes all over the place, tools everywhere, just having a cup of tea, quick fag, tidy up, and then we'll carry on. Problem is I can't get that off, might have to cut slots in it. I'm going to whip that one off just so I know what's behind there, because it's been a while since I built one of these, but we're getting there and we're having fun. It's pouring down a rain, got nothing better to do, so we'll just carry on as we are. Oh, let me tidy up a bit. So things are getting more interesting now as I'm trying to get this cover off. That's what's coming out of it. Now in there are the points and everything, so we'll try and get this off, get the cover off, so it won't come off with a gear lever on it. I'll have a play with one of these. See if we can open that up so it'll come off. Right, I'll show you when I've got it off. Well, it's off, and all that shit's come out of there. Let's try and put a bit of light on it. There we go. I don't know if you can see in there, but there's crud and all sorts in there. Well, at least we know probably why it isn't firing. All that shit in there. Well, at least I've got some way of turning the engine over now and having a look, and should be able to time it up as well. Right, let me try and investigate. Let me get an airline in there and blow whatever's in there. Try and blow it out of there. And I'll bring you back in a minute or so, or whenever I get it done. Well, looking in there, it looks like we're gonna have to pull this off and have a proper look. I've just lubed all that up. You can see the rust that's in there as well. So, specialist tool, one of these, need this, pull that off. Opposite thread in there, wind it in, and then you have to wind that in to pull that off. Can't do that while I'm holding the camera, so let me get on with that. Let me see if I can actually pull that off and we can have a proper look inside. But if we got any doubts of what's going on in there, we've always got the other engine we can nick some bits out of. Okay, that come off quite easy, so no stress there. You can see, we can see inside there now. Got the advance and retard springs, they look in good condition. Some crud, we can clean all that up, but the main thing is the points. I should imagine they're really bad. Can't get a better shot, but at least I'll be able to get in and give them a clean, because they're filthy. Right, let me get these cleaned. I'm just going to use wherever I can find. I've got a little nail file here. Try that. If that ain't no good, we'll find something else. Right, let me crack on. Right, got it back together, cleaned it up, and as you can see from outside, it's getting dark now. I've been at it for hours, cleaned everything up, but now you see that? Got spark. We're one step closer of getting this engine running. I'm still not 100% on the timing at the minute, because when in here, God, glasses, can't see nothing. Anyway, when we're supposed to be at top dead, we seem to be slightly off. There's top dead, but the O is just slightly off, so I'm not convinced we're bang on yet, because it looks like it's on where the fire is. But might have to just undo. It's all going to come apart again anyway, because I've got a gasket set coming and I want to go through it all one more time just to make sure it's right. At least now, as and if the ignition's working on that, I'll try that and see if it's turning the spark off. Yeah. So no spark. Put the ignition on. Yeah, we got spark. Got good spark. So get the timing right, and hopefully she'll fire up with a bit of luck. Well, yesterday we ran out of light, so let's get all this out today and get on with it. Weather's better today. It's dry, but apparently it's supposed to snow. It's cold, but we'll suffer that. Let's just crack on and have some fun. Right then, what do you want to do today? I don't know, what do you want to do? Right, I think the first thing we should get on with is clean the table up a bit, so we can at least have somewhere clean to work. Now, we know what's going on there. Do you want to have a look in there? See what's in there? See why we've got no horn, no indicators, no electrics up there? Or should we dump the oil out of it and see if there's any bits in that? Well, I think dump the oil first. Can't do much to the engine at the minute because I'm waiting for the new gasket set. So we'll just have a little play around. Then we'll clean up, dump the oil, see if there's any metal in it. That'll give us a clue what's going on with the engine as well. So let me get this cleaned up and I'll bring you back when I've done that. Cracking that drain plug, that was really tight. But we're getting there. I've broke it free now. So it's still really tight. Now let's see if I can get this in there without getting covered in oil. There we go. What we got on here? Well, that's alright, we ain't got loads of metal in there. I can feel a little bit of grit there. What's there? Oh, that's not so bad. Right then, we'll let that drain. So it's all drained, plugs back in it, and the little bit of gritty stuff I found, when I squeezed it, it was red hematite. So there's been someone in there somewhere with a bit of red sealer. Yeah, not a lot of oil in it, and it's thick. So what I'm going to do now, I'll refill it full of oil and get the gun on there and wind it over. Make sure we got oil going up, make sure the oil pump's working. I know it's a mad way that I work, but it's just the way I do it. I sort of investigate everything before doing everything properly. I just need to know that it's going to work. So we're not far off. We could cheat once I've done that. Make sure we got oil, we got spark. We could always, you know, give it a little whiff and see if it pops. You know, we'll just have to see how it goes. Right, let's get some new blood in it. Things that are annoying. Last night when I left, I had spark. Now I have no spark. Don't understand why. things that drive you nuts. Anyway, push on again. I've done the oil change, it's pumping oil everywhere. All I needed to do was wind it over, see if it'd start, and now I've just lost spark. Head scratching time. Oh, looks like I'll go in there, have a look, but it's mad, drives you nuts. Let me take it all apart again. Right then, I've had all that apart again, messed around in there. We've regained spark. Another thing, these plugs, ones with the resistors in them, are crap. That plug wasn't working very well. It arcs out from the sides, and when you put it in, because it won't let the spark jump across, so it won't fire. I've had this problem no end of times with these plugs. I've just nicked this one out of the DAX, and that's working fine. So what I'm going to do now, drop the plug in it and see if we can get it to pop this time. So I'll get on with that. Here we go. We're going to go direct into the pot and put some easy start down there. Hang on. Go on then, muscles, see if we can get it to pop. There we go. It's a runner. Oh, that took some effort. So now we know it does that, we can start messing around with something else. I can get myself some new points ordered, condenser, stuff like that. But at least we know it fires. Do you want to have one more go at it? Right, hang on, let's have a spray down here again. There we go, I'm happy. Thank goodness for that. I'm buzzing, mate. This is cracking for what state this bike's in. I can't really do a lot at the minute down there. As you can see, carburetor's in a right mess, all the stuff in there. So where do you want to go with it next? Do you want to try and get some electrics working on it, see if we can get the indicators or anything else working? Maybe, I don't know. But I'd like to say thanks to all the subscribers and the ones that leave comments. I always get back to you, and I do appreciate it. It makes all the difference doing this. So what do you want to do? Play electrics, take the back wheel out? I don't know, because every time I turn the back wheel, you see what's coming out of there. Loads of crap. Oh, I don't know. I'm going to finish my fag because I'm buzzing about what's going on with it, and decide what I'm going to do. So I took the executive decision to pull that lot out. Yeah, everything's seized up, as you can imagine. Bit of a pain up the arse, but anyway, if there's anybody out there who's looking for an exhaust, one of these Chellies, I've got this quality one here. Slightly used, second hand, but you know, might get you out the poo. So there you go, if anyone wants to buy that, it'll be £1,000. Right then, this, can't get this out yet. This is seized in here. It should just pop off, but no way. So I'm going to have a diddle with this. Poke and a prod, that's seized up solid. That's as much movement as I can get on it. So, next struggle. When I get it apart, I'll show you inside it. Like I promised, I'd show you inside once I got it apart. Well, I've got it apart after about half an hour, and that's what I've got. As you can see, the brake is actually seized on from that, and inside, in there, if I can get it up, I'll turn it over and see what comes out. A bit difficult one-handed, but we'll have a go at it. And that is what was inside. I don't know if you can see how deep that is, but there's my finger. That's what is inside. That was what was stopping it coming out, plus the brake being seized on. So we've done this plenty of times. We'll get these brakes off. We'll get this arm freed up. At least then it'll move a bit easier. But yeah, all good fun. Enjoying myself. Well, it's all apart. I've damped everything down. Don't worry, all that stuff that come out of that, don't worry, I'll wet it all before even touching it and disposing of it. But this, I've had them seized before, but that's well seized. I think I'm going to have to get some heat on that and try and work it then, but at the minute I've tried knocking it and stuff and it's just not moving. I've soaked it in GT, my brakes. You think we should get some new ones? Yeah, I think we'll have new ones in there. I've messed around with this. I've got this actually freed up a bit now, so that should be okay. Things are pretty grotty. Looks a bit thin there. We'll have a look. Anyway, let me crack on again. I'll keep you updated where I've got to. Well, day 3 playing with this bike. Right, there's a few things I've got to get on with today because it looks like it's going to snow today. Anyway, I've been looking at this bike and I noticed a few things on it. When I took the exhaust off, stainless steel washer, nut, which stands out, and up here, stainless steel, and on the other side, I think, yeah, we got some stainless steel ones on here as well. Now, this bike on DVLA is supposed to be yellow. So at some point, obviously this bike was stripped, painted white. Now, good clue to what was going on when they rebuilt it. If anyone noticed yesterday, well, it wouldn't be yesterday for you, but this is on the outside, and that should be behind here to mount. That should be like that. When I stripped it, they'd fixed it down like that, which is an easy mistake to make if you've stripped this bike because naturally you think, oh, that goes down, but no. So that's another clue what's going on with this bike. Right, so what I'm going to do now, because I left everything soaking, we'll have a go again that freed up, get some heat on it and see if we can get that freed up, get that cleaned up. At least we can get the back wheel back in it so we can move it around if we have to. Right, let me crack on. Okay, everything's cleaned up now on the brake. Now this is what they'd done. This was plumbed up like this, and the exhaust and all the rest would have been in the way. As you can see, it'd be hitting on the frame, and that's what they'd done when they put it back together. Now my problem, if I turn this to where it's supposed to be, and I'll put that through there, then obviously this is not in the right place. So what I'm going to have to do is take this off, reposition it to where it should be, that behind the shock absorber, and then put it back together. So I'm going to crack on, get that off. That's all cleaned up now. I'll leave them shoes in there. That's all cleaned up in there. Brake cleaned. Same as the brake pad shoes. They're all cleaned up. That'll do just for now, just to get it rolling again. There we go. That's how it should be, I reckon. Like that. That way it wouldn't have interfered with the exhaust and all the rest. There is a gap underneath there, clearance. So I'm going to throw the wheel back in, I'm going to put it all back together and see how it looks then. Alright, let's get on with it. Well, it's back together. There you go. That's how it should be. Nice and free now. So we'll be alright with that. But now the weather's changed, the snow's come. I don't know if you'll pick it up on this, but it's freezing cold. It started to snow. It's supposed to be a really bad day today. So what do? I'm froze now. I think I'm going to shut the garage down again, have a ride to Huggies, and see what the rest of the guys are doing, because it's a Wednesday and this can wait till tomorrow. To you it won't make no difference, but to me it's just another day. Right then, well, I think next job we'll do before I disappear, not for you, but I think we'll get the battery on and start chasing wiring, because we're still waiting for parts to come. I've got to order parts, so I can keep diddling around. We'll play with that. Right then, I'm froze. I'm shutting down. Well, it's day 4, and as you can see, the snow did come yesterday and today. Things I do, try and keep you lot entertained. Freezing cold, snowing, not mad. But I have had the carburetor off, done that, cleaned that. It wasn't too bad by the looks of it. Now we're just going to connect the manifold up in there, and might put some petrol in it, see if it actually works. We've got no throttle, cables are knackered, can't find the cables anywhere except for Thailand or somewhere mad like that. Parts are ordered from Shires that I need, that they've got. We're gonna get that bolted on down there, get the gasket in, and I'll bring you back once we've done that. carb clean, and it's running. So happy with that. We got oil dripping anywhere. There's got to be oil coming from somewhere, but I can live with that. What I want to try and do now is get it warm and do another oil change and get all the rest of the crap that's in the engine out of it. But we're moving on. We can move on to something else soon, like the electrics. So let's crack on a bit. Fun time. Just took backlight out. Bulb was blown. Plus it was a 12-volt bulb, which is no good. So we're testing wiring now. What I'm doing, I've gone onto the earth for the bike, for the battery. I've got another wire here, and if I connect into the brown, should give me backlight. There we go. That's working there. Now if I go to the green with a yellow stripe, that should be bright light. There we go. So we know that's fine up to here, up to this part here. That's working. You can see from tail light, bright light. So what I'm going to start doing now is working my way forward up to the switches and find out why we haven't got anything when we put the ignition on. I should imagine we should get lights. So we're going to go up the other end and take the headlight out and see what we can find up there, because we haven't took it out yet. Well, that bulb's blown as well, both sides of it. We've got a rubber thing over here which looks like a glove. So I suppose we go find, look at that. Wonder how many years that's been stuck in there. Need to find a new bulb, so we'll have a route round, see if we can find a new bulb and find out, you know, what's going on. Right then, okay, we're going to wrap this one up. I think the videos will be long enough for this. We're froze to the bone. We've had it running and then it stopped, and we can't get it started again, so we're not sure what's going on. I've compression tested it. It's come up from 90 psi up to 120, so that's good. The only thing I can think of is maybe the timing slipped or the valve's gone tight, something like that. We'll look at that again later on, but we're gonna check over the electrics now on the next video. So thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, thanks to the new subscribers. This one's going to be fun to get done.